This is a dark day for Skyrim fans everywhere, for we have had a tragic loss in our community. This loss involves Shirley Curry, also known as the Skyrim Grandma. Now, thankfully, she's not dead. She's still with us. But what is dead is her love of Skyrim. She's not feeling it anymore, boys. The spark isn't there. She fell out of love with Skyrim. She says it's simply just not that fun anymore, and honestly, I don't blame her. I felt the same way 10 years ago, but it's so sad that we lost the Skyrim Grandma before we ever even gained the next Elder Scrolls game. And no, ESO doesn't count. If having one of the biggest content creators in your community fall out like this, and having Starfield underperform the way it did, doesn't get Bethesda to kind of step up their game a little bit, I don't know what will. Does anyone else feel like Bethesda has just been all downhill since 2014, or is that just a me thing? I remember having conversations with my friends back in the day talking about having 100 hours of game time with Skyrim on the Xbox 360 and then telling them I just wasn't feeling the spark anymore, and they were just utterly shocked. They couldn't believe the heretical things I was saying. They were telling me, look, you gotta get Skyrim on the PC, man. You gotta get it on PC Skyrim and like 100 mods, and that's the way you gotta play. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to you. So I got myself a PC. It was a bit of a hand-me-down, but I got a 1070 in it. It was a pretty good graphics card. That was a great graphics card. 1070, best graphics card ever. Anyways, I got that graphics card. I got my PC. I got my Skyrim. I got over 100 mods in it, and I did it, folks. I got that experience. I got 55 more hours of Skyrim out of that. If you look on Steam, like 55.6 hours of game time with Skyrim. You would think that playing a game for over 200 hours over the course of 13 years, Jesus Christ, Skyrim's almost old enough to drive. That would mean that you're satisfied with that game and its developer, but for me, it's honestly more of like a love-hate relationship for some reason. It's like I have a gaming itch, okay, and I'm trying to use Skyrim to scratch it, and it's just not doing it for me. Here's a bit of an example. Space Marine 2 that just came out. I only put 14 hours into that game, but I was very happy. I was incredibly satisfied. I was so happy with my experience that I don't feel like I need to play the game anymore, and that's not a bad thing by any means. I've done what I needed to, I've gotten what I wanted from the game, and now I can happily move on to something else. But with Skyrim, I can't help but ponder on it and think about how I'm not as satisfied as I was after playing Space Marine 2. Skyrim's not doing something for me that I feel like it should be doing. Even though I've put over 200 hours into a game trying to scratch some kind of itch, it's just not happening. Perhaps those big mods that are being made, like Skyblivion or Skywind, basically where they were recreating Elder Scrolls Morrowind and Oblivion in the world engine of Skyrim, could scratch the itch I'm talking about. Or perhaps I just need to buckle up and play through the entire Witcher trilogy once again, or maybe have another playthrough of Baldur's Gate 3 and just treat Skyrim like it's some kind of ex-wife. Like, you can acknowledge that it was a pivotal part of your life, but right now the best thing for you is just to move on and pretend like it doesn't exist. I can't believe this video started off with me talking about the Skyrim Grandma, and this has somehow devolved into me comparing Skyrim to an ex-wife. No joke, next month I have an appointment with a psychiatrist to get screened for ADHD at the age of 30. It wasn't really my idea, but it's happening regardless, and I find it both hilarious and depressing that it's happening at all, but I'm kind of excited to see where the results are going to be. I don't think they're going to be very surprising though. Comment below if you think that my attention deficiency is in fact high definition.